Horny Teenagers Must Die. Yeah, we bought this movie at a convention. I want to say it was Horrorpalooza, which was a very, very teensy, tiny, itsy bitsy little convention that had a couple guests there that were pretty cool. Very small vendor room. But anyway, we bought this movie from there, from a couple of guys. We put it in the old Blu-ray player last night, and I told my wife right at the start, I don't have high hopes for this movie. I went in with low expectations and was pleasantly surprised. Horny Teenagers Must Die is not that bad of a flick. It's actually pretty enjoyable. It's not without its flaws, and we're going to get into that here. Horny Teenagers Must Die is your typical story about a group of teenagers who go off to the woods camping, and there's a killer on the loose. Nothing new with that. Overall, it's not a bad movie at all. It's got quite a good cast for a larger than expected body count. The kills were pretty decent. The first kill, actually, in the movie, the second kill, right in the first 5 minutes of the movie, had a great gag. I'm not going to go into details, but it's a great male dismemberment gag. Certainly worth checking out. The rest of the movie, the kills were pretty decent. Pretty decent blood and gore to them. Nothing spectacular, nothing really inventive, but they were still well done. The crew that worked on the film, the acting, I mean, it is an independent movie, so you're going to have some flaws. You're not going to have Robert De Niro style performances or anything like that. The acting was passable. I can overlook some of it was above average. Overall, I'd say about average acting. Some of the characters were very much over the top, particularly Elliot. I think he could have been toned down a little bit in his character. Yes, he was the nerd of the group, but he was just a little bit too nerdy. When they go to have a dance scene and he starts dancing, that's a bit much. I know it's probably pretty much done for comic relief, but it just, for me, it was a little bit too much. They could have toned him down a little bit. They could have toned down a little bit on the nastiness of some of the other characters. There wasn't a lot of likable characters in this movie. Only really one to speak of. And he was kind of, a lot on the boring side. Some of the characters were just really, they were a little over the top mean. One of them had a scene that you really kind of almost turned things around for the character when he finds out a secret of his two best friends, and it was just really a cool moment. But he went right back to being a prick. Your killer, you don't see the killer at all until the end of the movie. Everything's done through point of view or with the killer off screen doing the kill. And that actually played very well, because one of the things I've seen in a lot of movies lately, a lot of the slasher flicks that are on the independent end of the genre, they don't look good. They don't look scary. Cruel Summer is a great example. That killer just did not look threatening at all. This movie here, Horny Teenagers Must Die, they kept that killer in the background. You didn't see who it was until the end. And it was a great whodunit movie. It did follow that along, so that the whole time you're trying to figure out, okay, it's this person. No, it's not that person. This person was over here while that person was getting murdered, so it couldn't be them. They did a pretty good job of keeping it as a whodunit. I pretty much figured it out probably about 15 minutes before the end of the movie. So that was pleasantly surprising that they did that. The reason for the killer, am I even recording? Yes, I'm recording. The reason for the killer is a little bit out there. It's something, it took me a few minutes to try to go, well, this and that, but if this and that, it wasn't just a simple straight up, you played a prank on me, or shit like that. So, and it was a little bit hard to connect the dots on it. but it was still a good little twist, I think, of sorts. I don't know if it's really a twist, but it was still a pretty decent reason for. Hang on. Overall, it was a good flick. Both my wife and I really enjoyed it. The music that they had for it was pretty good. Some of it was very, very stalkerish. I like my horror soundtracks, and if there was a soundtrack for this movie, I would certainly buy it out. Now, for you guys out there, I bought this. Me and Lycan bought this from a convention. But for you guys out there, that movie is now, as of yesterday, available on Amazon Prime for rent or buy. I think to rent it, it was $3.99. To buy, it was like $12.99, I believe. So the movie is out there and it is available for you guys to check out. Certainly do that, because it's a worthy entry. I can't say that it's going to be a Friday the 13th cult classic, but I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I'm very happy that I bought it. The extra stuff on it, on the movie itself, they had bloopers that were pretty funny. They had some behind-the-scenes stuff that we didn't watch. We just kind of scanned through those. We're not much on behind-the-scene viewers, so the Blu-ray did have some features like that. I'm going to see if I can find them online and see if there's a way that you can buy a physical copy of this movie for you. So take a look. If I find it, I'll put it in the links below. In any case, that is Horny Teenagers Must Die. Oh, and speaking of horny teenagers, yes. For you lovers of the nudity, there is a lot of horny teenagers in here, and there is quite a bit of nudity. So if that's what you're looking for, then you are all set. This is Chetty here at Chetty and Lycan's Horror Party Massacre. Lycan is taking the day off. She's actually at home resting and recuperating from a busy day yesterday. I know that she would want to say to you guys, stay spooky, and I'm going to say it for her. Stay spooky.
I like it spooky.
I want to thank you. Anything you want, you just name it.